Alright, what up guys? So it's been a real long time since I've done one of these, but I've recently come across a new brand and I think this one is actually really worthwhile to share with you guys. Especially since like they're much smaller in scale, and so I think they're actually really worth the notice and definitely worth the attention. But essentially, a lot of time has passed, a lot of things in life has changed and will change in the very short future. But for the most part, my sensibility with clothes and like kind of style has remained pretty much the same. Today we'll be talking about Outlier New York City, NYC. Essentially, think Arc'teryx Valence in their approach to materials, engineering design, and the feel of things, but without the super abstract progressive patterning. And with that regard more towards like the APC price range, classic silhouettes, and kind of the sensibility of that. You guys can read a lot more details on their own website and how they see themselves, but what I'm going to give you guys is kind of like my take on their brand and also my take on like the clothes that I got from them. Essentially, just think awesome materials, super engineering, super nerdy in regards to just like the materials research, but things that are very accessible. Pants that still have a nice silhouette that's like normal, that don't get all crazy, that almost anyone can wear. So basically, I picked up a bunch of things like T-shirts, long sleeve, like an overshirt, socks, and a pair of pants. But I think we're gonna start off with the pair of pants. We're gonna straight up look at the bottoms I'm wearing right now. So these are the Strongdarts in black and a size 29. Preferably, I would have had a 28, but these have been in such damn high demand that it's like been nearly impossible finding like the perfect size. But 29 still works with me, just slightly roomy. Just for reference, I am 5'6", 145 pounds, and my waist is a true 28. Not like vanity size for 20, it is a true 28. Hips about 30. Inseams I typically have at about 28 inches if I want the pants to just barely touch my feet. And essentially this is them rolled up twice. And basically why I chose Strongdarts is that they are super minimal, super simple, but technically very, like, I think very innovative and very like fucking awesome. So essentially think Arc'teryx Valence Voronoi pants mixed with your standard APC petite standard type of feel. What I mean is that, like, when they say Strongdarts, what they mean is, look, there is no outside seam. There's an inseam, but the outside seam is actually just like darted. So you basically get like you get extra range of motion. You get like the two-way stretch in the material is really accentuated, and you get a really nice like free range of motion and super awesome feel. And what you end up with is like a beautiful like tapered silhouette. Like honestly, very much like carrot pants. They very much never grab at my legs in any way, yet they still follow the contours of my legs, which is exceptionally beautiful. I'd imagine the 28s would have done the same, but I really like the way the 29s have like kind of just draped. You can basically just see the fit overall. Very nice, definitely best described as like a slim profile. There's something else I wanted to mention. I believe these are primarily like nylon with a touch of elastane. And typically, like with a lot of pants, I prefer 100% cotton just because the way they drape. But these are honestly the only pants that contain spandex, elastane, some sort of stretch material that still fall properly, that don't get a little too soft in the way they drape. And it's definitely like one of like the best choices I've made, and it might be my new go-to black pants. I might just not need my black jeans anymore because these are definitely just a really awesome, very simple, that thing that still, most importantly, still looks normal. Because with like the Arc'teryx Voronois, like those things are, yes, they're awesome as hell, they're super innovative, but they're kind of crazy. Like the leg pant kind of twists, it naturally catches in a way, and there is articulation, so like your knee is supposed to sit in a spot, and I'm on the shorter side, so my knee doesn't sit in the right spot on those pants, so they don't look as optimal as they should. But with these, because they're so simple and nice and minimalist, like it works. It adapts to like people with like at different heights, different shapes, and I really appreciate that. Like it's definitely something that I admire. But real quick, so these are their socks, and I'm sure many of you guys are reacting right now, bro, they are just socks. Who cares about socks? Well, for those of you who do react that way, lucky you, your socks are just socks. Well, people like me who have small feet, it is a pain in the ass because who the hell invented a sock that fits from 6 to 12? That don't make no sense at all. Like, I need sizing for my socks for them to fit properly, and these, thankfully, Outlier provides sizing for the socks, and so these fit beautifully. They're also like a nylon, marine wool, and like spandex like mixed, and so they feel awesome. I've owned wool socks. Okay, well, when they're 100% wool, they get really funky. I don't like that, but these are very nice, and I can now appreciate socks as just socks. They act like proper socks. Very comfy, even though they're very like kind of, I would say, lightweight and kind of just not thin but airy in a way. They keep your feet damn warm and in a insulating a way. So very much just a fantastic, very optimal pair of socks. And plus they're coming in a dope ass blue color, which will look fantastic with my Balenciaga. So that's why I like them. But now let's go ahead and talk about the t-shirts I got. Alright, let me untuck this real quick so you guys can see the way it kind of just drapes. This is their Ultrafine Merino t-shirt, size medium in black. This is my first experience with merino wool. Like, I've actually never worn merino wool. I mean, I'm a huge fan of animal products, but primarily a lot of my athletic wear or t-shirts or like that type of stuff is often synthetics. I've just grown up with synthetics and chosen synthetics just out of habit. But now that I own my first merino wool t-shirt, I might be addicted because the way it sits, the way it feels is just drastically different. Like definitely first time just unboxing the t-shirt, first big surprise is just the literal, like the weight of the t-shirt. Like this thing, it feels hefty. It's not thick, it's not burly, it just feels hefty. And the fabric itself is just so wet. Like it just has this like nice moistness to it. Like, oh, that's honestly the best way to describe it, because it just has this nice kind of I don't know how to describe it. Like cotton can feel dry at times, and then synthetics can feel a little crinkly in a way. But with the merino wool, it's like soft. It has this like weight, and it just like falls real nice. Plus, Outlier, they killed it with just like the shape and like the fit of the t-shirt. They provide all the information about like the measurements of the t-shirt, which I appreciate so much, and I wish other brands did that, like specific to the model, not just, oh, here's our measurement for t-shirts across our entire line, which varies with each t-shirt. No, they provide measurements for each model, which is unbelievably, like, I appreciate so much. It makes it so much easier to buy things and know what you're buying, because I mean, this is it. I mean, this is a medium. Like I said before, I'm 5'6", 145, very lean, and so it caters to an athletic build like beautifully. You can see it basically sits long enough to where it passes basically just down to the crotch, and essentially the sleeves are just long enough, yet there's still like a slim fitted sleeve. Shoulders like end right on the right point, and just, it's a very simple, nothing crazy, but very beautiful t-shirt. Like, I've owned APC t-shirts. I hate the sizing on them. Like, their sleeves will end up like something like up here, like above my bicep, and it just feels weird. It's not something I prefer. Whereas also you can go with the Arc'teryx Valence, which is a whole nother price range, but also merino wool. But then they have like this crazy patterning, which is cool and all, but sometimes you just want a simple t-shirt, and this is by far This is by far the best t-shirt I currently own, hands down. But I also picked up their, well, let's take a look at the S140 two-pocketing, basically an overshirt. So I purchased this overshirt with the intention of wearing it primarily like over another t-shirt like this. The idea was that this is also medium. It comes with as like a boxier fit, and so it should comfortably fit over another one of their t-shirts and sit with a very nice loose like feel. Like I didn't want it styling like an Oxford or anything. I wanted it styled like an overshirt, like a jacket of sorts. But once again, this thing is like merino wool, and yeah, it has like a completely different like feel to it. It reminds me more of like I wouldn't say like, well, I guess I would. That's the best way. It's like a more of like a twill type of thing, but nowhere nearly as stiff as what we would commonly buy. And it also, because of like the kind of like the heaviness, the wool just drapes like oh so beautifully. Awesome little details on the pockets. It really sits nice. A good amount of buttons to keep things nice and like tucked the way I want, and honestly a very nice roomy fit. Typically I have an issue where like in order to get the length that I want on the body, like the sleeves extend like far too long on like another shirt, but typically, or not typically, but like I got kind of luckied out with the Outlier measurements, in that the medium really worked out like well. And definitely tried this one out when I was in San Francisco the other week, and this will keep you plenty warm enough. Like you don't need another jacket on top of this. Like it'll keep you warm, and plus you're not carrying around a lot of weight, which is very nice and very convenient. But definitely like a beautifully fitting, boxier, roomier type of overshirt, something that I'm very happy with as well. Now, one more thing to talk about that I actually picked up, which is their long sleeve. I gotta change out of that one. So this is their Ultrafine long sleeve, or Ultrafine Merino long sleeve. So very much in parallel with the Ultrafine Merino t-shirt we just looked at, but a very significantly different fit. So this one is purposely kind of measured out to be like a boxier, roomier fit. This is still a medium, so same size as the t-shirt, but very different. Like it's much roomier along the sleeves. The sleeves are, I would say, actually, I feel like they're the same kind of like similar length to the overshirt I got, but because of the lighter weight of the fabric, they just tend to drape more heavily towards the hands. So I probably would roll up the sleeves just because they're stacking up too much at the ends. And I mean, I have pretty normal body proportions, but like the medium would typically have long sleeves, longer-ish sleeves for me. The length is nice because the long sleeve, I definitely don't want it cut short. It drops probably an inch longer than the t-shirt, and so it has a much roomier, much more relaxed feel to it, and definitely has that same kind of like drapey feel to it, and overall a very nice, very luxurious fit, and kind of just the way it feels against your skin. So still, I like it very much, but the things I'm most happy with, of course, would have to be the t-shirt and the overshirt. Just definitely the best like things I picked up like very recently. Very happy with it. But yeah, I mean, this is what I picked up from Outlier. This is the things that kind of stood out to me when I was browsing their website. And overall, like, let's be honest, it's not gonna be cheap. But neither is APC, and definitely neither is like Arc'teryx Valence. But with these, especially because it's like a new company, and you kind of get the benefit of these things, is that you definitely get your money's worth. Like, it's hard to find another like merino like wool like t-shirt or just selection of apparel that fit as well as these do, at the similar price range, and like their focus is heavily on the material side, and so you definitely know that you're getting something like a very high quality. Yes, they offer a few like pretty progressive things in their experiments, and I've seen them. Some are like fucking crazy, and some are still a little very traditional, something like. And there's a few other things I do want to try, and I'll let you guys know if I get the chance to try it. But overall, like super happy with the purchase, and something I think is definitely worthwhile trying out yourself. Just I personally recommend taking a look at it. But yeah, hope you guys got something out of this review. And other than that, take care guys, and have a good weekend.